Hello, readers. Today we are going to talk about comparing two nonfiction texts. I want you to look up in the right-hand corner at the graphic. It shows same and different. You'll see that there are two pairs of socks. One pair is the same and one pair is different. Well, comparing two nonfiction texts are like comparing a pair of socks. If you see, those two socks are the same that are blue. I want to see in our text today, what about our two nonfiction texts are the same? For our first text, we have Our Animal Friends by Jerry Lemto. We need to take care of our animals. One way to keep animals safe is not to feed them. Feeding them makes them come back for more. It keeps them from finding their own food. Another way to keep our animals safe is to be careful when driving. Many animals are killed each year by people driving too fast. Boys and girls, let's see how our next text might compare with this one. Our Animal Friends? Well, let's now read Don't Feed the Animals by Marvin Reinhardt. I think you can probably see some similarities already. Have you ever seen a chipmunk begging for food from a person? Many people might want to give the chipmunk a piece of their snack, but please don't. If we want to have healthy wild animals, then we can't give animals people food. People food can make wild animals sick. It also teaches them to need people to live. Instead of finding their own food, the animals learn to beg. When people aren't around, the animals don't know what to do. They forget how to live off the land around them. Boys and girls, now that we've read these two texts, Our Animal Friends and Don't Feed the Animals, I want us to first of all think about what points did the author make? That's the first part of comparing our texts. Think about what points did the author make? Well, let's look at Our Animal Friends. I remember that in this text, the author really focused on how to keep animals safe. He said that feeding animals will keep them coming back for more. He said that feeding the animals keeps them from finding their own food. And I also remember that he said that people can keep animals safe by not driving too fast. Those are the most important points that I can remember the author making. Now let's think about our second text, Don't Feed the Animals. I remember that the most important points in Don't Feed the Animals was that the author really focused on keeping animals healthy. The author said that people food makes animals sick. I also remember an important point was that feeding animals teaches them to beg people for food. And animals forget how to find their own food. Those are some important points that I saw in our text. Let's compare the two. Remember, comparing means what do I see that is similar or is the same about the points the author is making? Well, I find here that these 2 points on one side and 2 points on the other seem to match up. Feeding the animals keeps them coming back for more. That kind of reminds me that feeding the animals teaches them to beg people for food. What about this one? Feeding the animals keeps them from finding their own food. That's kind of like the other one, and also like how animals forget how to find their own food. Boys and girls, I see that these points are similar. They look kind of the same to me. Now that we've looked at the specific points the author makes, and we've seen how they are similar, well, let's go ahead and put our thinking all together. Our animal friends and Don't Feed the Animals both say that people shouldn't feed animals because animals will keep coming back for food and forget how to get food for themselves. Boys and girls, I want you to notice that I didn't use the exact same words that were found in the texts. Instead, I chose to put them in my own words. Today, boys and girls, as you do your own reading, I want you to think about how two texts can be similar. I want you to find two nonfiction texts, and I want you to read them. Now, make sure they're on the same topic. If you like dinosaurs, find two dinosaur books, and I want you to compare them. Think about how, just like this pair of socks, how they are the same. What important points does the author make, and how those important points are similar. Have an awesome day, readers.